welcome back to LoVision. It's your boy Lo. And today we're going to talk about how I got started and how I got my motorcycle. So you guys may know I have the CFMOTO 450. Let's go past this yellow real quick. Yeah. Alright, so yep, got CFMOTO 450 SS. It's been treating me nice. So yeah, so how I got my motorcycle. So for about a week, 2 weeks, I was just researching. What's a good starter bike? You know, if you rode dirt bikes, are you able to ride a motorcycle? What would be the difference? You know, all that beginner stuff. Looking at classes, how much they cost, $200-300 bucks. If I should take it. But knowing me, I was like, nah, I just need to sit on one, get a little seat time, and then I'll be ready. Just need to practice. So I was like, I wonder, is that possible? Can you just, like, go get your permit and buy your own bike? So I looked it up, and it was like, yeah, it's like $7 to get the permit test, and after that you can buy a motorcycle as long as you can get it insured. You can drive off the dealership with it, depending on your state, I believe, which is pretty cool. Or you can also buy it and have it delivered to your house, which is what my wife did. So that way you can try to get more comfortable with it around the block, you know, somewhere where you're comfortable in the streets. So I studied for about, besides looking at all the bikes I was thinking about, I studied the practice test. So I just kept doing like ChatGPT practice questions, going on the internet, looking at different practice tests to see what I was going to do and how I was going to do. And I was like, this is pretty easy, but let me try to keep consistently getting about 80%. So I was like, I'll try that. So I was able to do that, and I was like, all right, I think I'm ready. I'm gonna go transfer my ID since I'm recently moved to Arizona. So I'm gonna transfer it from my Missouri one. And while I'm there, I'm just gonna take the permit test. So got to the DMV, went in, got my license transferred, took the permit test. The lady was like, you can take it once a day if you don't pass. And I was like, dang, why would you say that? I don't want to fail it. I'm trying to knock this out. I've been studying too hard. So I did that, passed the test, didn't even have to finish it because I was answering so many questions right. So I was like, all right, bet. Now let me go to the motorcycle dealership. So right after that, I went straight to the motorcycle dealership over here in Phoenix to check them out and see what they had. So went up there and of course looked at the Yamaha R3, which is a good beginner bike. Looked at the Ninja 500, and then they showed me, they said we have a used bike out there. It's like it's a 450, so it's like right in the middle of what you are already looking at. And since the R3 sits high, low, you can set higher for you, so you can try that out. So I was like, all right, bet. So we went outside. I looked at a white CFMOTO. I think it was 2025 or 2024. Had 5,000 miles, but what got me was the exhaust. So it had the aftermarket exhaust, and it was loud and it was nice. So I was like, I was thinking about the used one, and I was like, all right, let's go inside, see what's going on. And then ended up like, okay, I do like that bike, but let's go new. So I went and got the brand new 2026 CFMOTO 450 SS. After that, they said as long as you got insurance, you can drive it off. And I was like, let's do it. So I bought my helmet, which was the HJC modular helmet in black that you saw in recent earlier videos. And I bought some leather gloves. My advice to anybody buying gear Be careful, because every time you grab something, it's not like you can really try it on to see how it'll fit and how you can use it in your day-to-day. You pretty much have to buy it, and then if you like it, then you good. But if you don't, like the thicker gloves was like rubbing against my thumb. I didn't really like them, so now I got these red gloves, and I love these. Granted, they not as thick, but I love them. They just feel so good. They nice and comfortable. And then helmet, I ended up getting this upgraded helmet, which is the Sadisi Strata 3 LE, so limited edition, forged carbon. So they do have this color, and I believe the Strata 2, and it was also limited edition, and then they released it now in the Strata 3. So far I'm liking it. We're gonna see what type of quality I get out of the, you know, surround the sound and stuff like that. But yeah, but pretty penny on the helmet. What else? Oh, so let's talk about break-in. So with the break-in, so for the first 580 miles, I did ride the bike a certain way. I didn't go above, I believe it was like 5 RPM, 6 RPM, or at least try not to hold it there or hold one speed. You want to go up and down through the speeds. You want to go up and down through all the gears. Just so, since it's a new bike, you want all them pieces to get oiled up so they can get the running right. So yeah, after that, when I took it for the break-in service, the service got done. It was, you know, normal stuff they're checking, oil, stuff like that. Just check your chain, see how that's doing, checking all the screws that may have come loose, so you know, just retightening those up, shit like that, stuff like that. After that, the bike felt like a completely different bike. So it was like, it just felt so smooth, at least to me. You know, it felt smooth. I felt like I was getting a little more out of it, and then of course I can ride it different, so that was pretty cool. So can't complain on that. And then I kept it off the highway for at least about 800-900 miles. I just took the streets to work. It gave me a longer commute, but it helped me get comfortable with the bike, comfortable with turns, comfortable in traffic. Didn't help that it was hot as hell in Arizona. Super hot, like I'm talking 110, 107. But you know, I was a newbie, so I'm loving it. I'm like, shoot, I ride in this weather, shoot. So I rode in the weather, and now it feels a lot more better. Still 104, at least that's what my bike say, but it's like high 90s. So on the freeway, oh man, you got to check out some of my shorts. You get to see some of my freeway fun. That's when I'm having the most fun. It's just fun. I can't even lie. It's a different feeling. Streets is cool, but the freeway is just a different feeling. If you know, you know. But you gotta be ready for that. You don't want to rush yourself. Mess around and get hurt. Maybe one day I will do a video on me going to the freeway, you know, show you what I look at, stuff like that. And maybe a video on riding the bike for beginners, which is always fun. Woo. I think I might have just got shook a little bit, don't know why. Probably because I just saw 3 cops in a row. Even though I'm all good. But this is what I came for. AutoZone.